Oh, hang on, have I got to record my sound?
Can do, mate.
Be
Be
safe, wouldn't it?
safe. Be safe, mate. Be safe.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm
We should
recording.
have some fireworks or something. It's November, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, hand, happened to my hand.
All right, listener, viewer, how you doing? We're back. Don't call it a comeback, but do. Yeah, please. It is a comeback, though. So, I'm Ash Frith, as you know. You're patrons, you know. We don't need to introduce ourselves. I'm Ash Frith, and over there is Justin Panks. How you doing, Panks?
Hello, mate. How
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
good. It's good to see you.
Wow, I'm in my office space, my new rented Norwich City
That
Centre.
is nice, mate. Lovely apartment. What's your view there?
Yeah, I can see out here. We've got all the Anglia Square,
Yeah.
defunct, going to be
Is it?
regenerated. Um,
They're doing
yeah,
away with the market, or
yeah.
are they bringing the market?
Oh, English. Do you not know Anglia Square? Then local listeners will, viewers will know about Anglia Square. Just gonna go. Got a nice little. This is the place where we chill
Oh,
out,
what, in the office block?
chillax. This is where we're in the office. It's a very modern office. We chillax in this area.
Yeah.
It's got multicoloured
It's very
things.
much like the YouTube space. Oh, wait, that reminds me actually. I quit working in London in 1998 to watch the World Cup.
Right.
I literally
Yeah. Listen.
quit my job. Oh, that was boring.
That's my actual
Yeah.
room. This is my hair looks. I've not done my hair today.
Um,
This is my actual
why
room.
does that look more green screen? Hold on, what's going on? What was that last one then?
What? This is my room.
That's your room.
No, look, this is a room.
Oh, that's not your room though. That is a room.
This is my actual room.
What?
With a Ramones gig poster from
I know.
the day I was born. That was a birthday present.
Yeah, it's nice.
So 6th of June, 1975.
It's nice.
There you go. Listener, there's my actual room if you want to have a look around. Huh? There's this.
Oh, I'd love a beer.
But I'll go back to the office, I think. More functional.
The YouTube space. So I quit my job in 1998 to watch the World Cup. I saved up enough money to take like the month off to watch the football. And back in those days, you could just walk into London. You could get the train into London and get a job. So I went to hand in my CVs a few places and got interviews that day. And I decided I wasn't just going to take the money. I wanted to have a job that I enjoyed. I didn't want to be ground down working in finance or whatever. And I went for a job at a place that looked so much like that sort of YouTubey office space that you just showed. If you want to click back, do you want to click back to it? So I went for a job interview there. And they were like, oh yeah, every year we get taken away somewhere around Europe for the weekend. It was like a small company. I think they were insurance or something. I can't think. It's like, yeah, we get taken away and, you know, you get your birthday off and it's really great and everyone loves working here. And then I went for another interview for a big American bank and they offered about $5,000 a year more. And I just took that one. I was miserable for years. Just genuinely, like, almost in tears every night. I hated the job so much. And
do you know where the first ever branch of Barclays was opened?
Where it was opened?
The first branch ever.
Norwich.
Yep.
Yeah. The first cash machine ever in the world is in Anfield. I know that much.
What, in the world? We invented them here.
First one in the UK, definitely.
There we go. There we go. That didn't sound right, did it, Ash?
A lot of stuff doesn't sound right. Do you ever?
So they call them. We call them ATMs.
I don't.
No, but in England we've started, but we don't call. We say cashier, not teller.
Oh yeah.
So we should call them really ACMs.
Is it called an automatic teller machine?
An automatic teller machine, yeah. Like they call a bank teller as like cashier, but we say cashier, don't we?
I got my arm trapped under one once. It was the most.
I tried to steal a fruit machine from a pub and got squashed under it.
Is that true?
Yeah, I was on a bender with a bloke I used to work with, and I'd left, and I had my work drinks, leaving drinks, on the Friday
You thought, I'll
night,
have that.
and then everyone when I left, I was so popular. They chipped in to get me a leaving present, and they got me a Fender hard case
Oh,
for my guitar. I was
you
in
were
a band.
popular then, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. It was proper fitted for a strap.
What would you get now
And,
if you left your current job at Amazon?
Kick out the ass!
Do you reckon you get a Fender case, or you'd have to deliver one?
No.
Oh, Justin, we're so sorry to see you go, but we got you this Fender case. It's to be delivered at 36 Acacia Road.
You have nailed the Norfolk accent, mate. You've been working on it.
Computer. I tell you what, I've been listening. I've been watching. I've been listening to. I got Audible. You know Audible with the audio book thing, and I got the Alan Partridge new audio book from the Oast House, and he talks about. Obviously, he's from Manchester, really, Steve Coogan.
But he studied the UEA.
So did he really? Oh, okay.
So then
he talks about, Alan, why did you lose your Norfolk accent? Because obviously he's really got a Mancunian accent. And he says like, I had to lose it, otherwise I'd have been destroyed in the world of broadcasting. But he talks about, say, music and computer.
I listened to...
You've shaken yours off quite significantly.
Oh, I grew up in London, Overspill town. I used to actually...
And you're American.
My parents...
Well,
yeah, my mum doesn't talk American.
Has she got an English accent?
Yeah, she left there when she was like 2.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
Yeah, no, she's actually American, but she's not American.
She's from... Where's she from? Massachusetts.
Boise, Idaho. Oh, no, my granddad was from Boise, Idaho. She was born in Washington State, I believe.
Washington State? Sounds exciting.
Yeah. No, it's not, because Washington, D.C. is not in... That's in District Columbia.
Oh.
Right? But Washington State's not the same as Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Totally different place.
Is Washington a state?
Pacific Northwest. Well, Washington is a city.
Is Washington a state?
There is a state of Washington, but Washington isn't in it.
What?
The capital of America is the city Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Which is in Columbia, maybe? A district of D.C. stands for District of Columbia.
Well, we need to know. Like, this is a key thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've got viewers from America who need to know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But I think Washington. I think also there's a state of Washington which
it is in a state at the moment. Quite political there from Panks.
Fucking satire.
Washington D.C.
Yeah.
So would that be District Columbia?
I don't know why I wouldn't know, would I? I don't know. You tell me.
I wish I knew.
I wish we knew. I wish there was some way to find out. But, yes, I don't know where she was born, actually. I think my granddad was from Boise. I don't know where the fuck she was from.
My granddad's from Dundee.
Oh. So anyway, right.
Not bad, is it?
Post World War II, my nan, who never drove, wouldn't fucking walk to the end of her street on her own. She was a very nervous, not very adventurous.
Was she American?
Wonderful woman. No, she got with the American
because he was over around the base. He bought her some tights and a bit of chocolate.
Bit of tights, bit of chocolate. Big old dick, big old hog on him, by all accounts. And big juicy hog. Doesn't go amiss. Not gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt.
It's not hereditary though.
Hinder your chances. No, it skips 2 generations apparently. That's what I'm gonna say about that. But she's a very nervous, not very adventurous woman, not very confident woman.
Meek.
But after World War II, when he got sent back after the war, after we beat the Germans, spoiler alert, beat the Germans.
Yeah. Sorry, Yanis.
She, with a 2-year-old son and my mother in her stomach, my mum was conceived
in her
there.
Stomach?
She got... Oh, yeah, all right, you know what I mean. Her tummy. Mummy was in Nanny's tummy. She got on a ferry that took like a fucking 5 days to get to New York. Then a train from New York to Boise.
Turns out he was already married. That's what you're going to say, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he was all ended up well. But my mum was born there, so she was conceived there, born there. But when she was like 2, they moved back here because where they lived. Now, this by today's accounts isn't very woke. You can go racist. My nan was scared of the Native Americans who they lived near a reservation.
She had her reservations,
And,
is what you're saying.
She had her reservations about, and they would walk around with big knives and axes, and it was like, you know, she didn't like it.
Okay. Now they walk
So
around
she
with
came back
guns
here.
and stuff, and no one bats an eyelid.
Well, I would like to say, but all I'm saying is
Not
that
the Native
in those
Americans, I
days,
mean
you could go-
everyone.
Yeah, but I think like in those days it wasn't frowned upon to say I don't like this particular group of people. Whereas now you'd say that's bigotry. But my nan is no longer with us, and in 1950, whenever you were allowed to go, fuck this and leave it, and say it like you wouldn't even make an excuse then. But now you go, oh, I just don't like the weather. But no, you're like, I don't like the fucking literally natives.
Yeah.
First Nation, whatever. Do you know what I mean? She
It
didn't
is
like
weird
it.
that,
She was
that
scared.
they moved there and then went, oh, I don't like them. Like that's what.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, but that's what
She'd
people.
never
They're
been
not just talking about her, but
Oh yeah, the white man.
Yeah,
You mean
yeah.
the honky in
oh,
general?
I don't like them.
Yeah,
Those
no,
people.
Yeah, I don't like these people.
No.
But they, yeah, different times. That's different times. Like Cortez was worse in South America. You know that crazy bastard did.
Yeah.
They landed from Spain, and he got off the ships, and he burnt all the ships, his own ships.
They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. You had no choice but to conquer, and he was so vicious and
He
cruel.
wasn't a good man, was he?
No. I think they had like mountains of skulls of Incas and Aztecs and whatever. There.
Although they weren't great.
And they
The
never seen
old
a horse.
Incas, they weren't great either, were they?
But they're more
More
sacrificial.
sacrificial. Lots of sacrifices.
What was a sacrifice? That's fucking mental, isn't it? I don't know about all that. But
It must have worked once.
so-
It must have been like they had a sacrifice of a baby and then the rains happened or something. You know what I mean? And they went, oh, it must have been that we sacrificed that baby. And then they just took it from there on and on and on.
Do you think the honky doesn't get enough credit for not really being?
Yeah, we
not
just
really a
slaughtered.
sacrifice?
We didn't sacrifice.
Yeah. No, we would slaughter people and take their
Yeah.
stuff,
At least.
which is like got a point to
Yeah,
it.
I want that
Never
stuff.
really been in the old sacrifice. I don't think the honky's was ever much of a. I might be wrong. I don't think they were much of a sacrifice.
No, I think, like you say, might be wrong, but it doesn't. I think we're more sort of straight up. We're just I'm gonna take that and kill you. And not even just
'cause
kill. Like when we went across like India and stuff, it was like, oh, we're gonna be here now. This is ours. And then they sort of just allowed. What I say, I'm sure there was plenty of death, but they just sort of went.
Oh yeah, no. But we did say we said you're going to have the class.
And we gave them cricket.
Boy, did they take that.
Gave them bloody
Boy, did
cricket.
they take the class system and run with it. They're more class based than us.
Yeah, and look, they're perfect now. They've got no lower class, have they? Straight down, very middle class, India.
Yeah, no, what do they call them? The caste,
Oh, is that what it's called?
the untouchables, caste system, the untouchables, and they live under the houses. They used to live under the houses, cleaning up the human shit like rats, and that was like there was no. That's when in the 80s when this yuppie became.
We're all
a
one
thing,
global
and it was like-
pandemic away from that, mate. That job.
Yeah, well, I did it in London, didn't I? In that US embassy, I had a fucking look down, I had a rubber Johnny stuck to my forearm. That was a low.
When was that?
Did I tell you about that
No,
job
mate.
on here when I got in there and had to bail out human shit with a
No,
bucket?
I want to hear about
for
it.
5
Mate.
days. Oh, they
How long ago was that?
The American embassy. 6 weeks ago.
Well, actually. Oh yeah, you did. You did tell me about it. Tell me
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yes, yes, please.
So the American
Were you
embassy
wearing
they bought a new
like
building.
big coveralls? Yeah.
No,
Why not, mate?
No.
It's like you sent me a picture of you
but I
on.
weren't actually allowed in
you-
there. I weren't. I'm going to get my boss in trouble. I weren't actually permitted to go in there because I haven't got my confined space train, and you have to be harnessed up. But we
Your
had
health
this
and safety
tank-
is appalling. You sent me a picture of you on a roof the other day. You're wearing skinny jeans.
That's not health and
You're on a
safety. is it? That's
pitched
just a
roof
brat.
in going out trousers.
Not that it used to be. I've got them here actually. These very
Oh, it's gone.
ones.
It's vanished.
Yeah, look, they've got all.
It's funny because they're
Watch it.
not showing up on the camera. Oh, there they are. Magic.
There you go.
You want them
There you
to
go, then.
fix a roof.
Why are they not
I
showing
know,
up?
it's weird, isn't it?
There you go. Yeah, that's weird. So, so they built. They've moved into a new. Yes, only so I go back to it. I wasn't allowed in there. You meant to have a harness. You had to have these rams. They
Yeah,
call
I
them,
know.
training for confined space. but it was a Sunday, so the health and safety officer weren't there, and we would get behind on schedule, and we was using an outside company who had all them rams. They were on a break, and I just jumped in there. It was like 8 foot. It was like 6 foot square, but 8 foot deep metal tank full of these things called media balls that were like plastic pine cones, and all stuck together, clogged up with human shit. And I just had jeans and a t-shirt and like trainers.
To break up the surface of the water. Is it the media ball? Is it to stop it?
Yeah, apparently they all lock together and they let the gas get out,
and it stops things going in.
So anyway. Yeah, weird. So what it was they'd moved in. So anyway, I jumped in, and as soon as I jumped in, all this human shit just went over the top of my trainers and soaked all my feet and shit. I had a cut on my ankle that went septic from doing it, and I was just covered in shit all my face. And I had to chuck this bucket into a gorilla tub that they had on a rope and was pulling it up, tipping it into these ton bags that were sort of lined to stop the shit leaking out, asbestos safe ones. And I looked down and there was just a fucking rubber Johnny stuck to my forearm with shit, stuck on by shit.
We used to be comedians. We used to be comedians, mate.
And I got half as much a day for doing that than I did 20 minutes.
I mean, when you do your first gig back, you have to talk about that. You have to.
Oh mate, I've done some
but you've got to. You've got to say, it's nice to be here, and I mean that because what I've done in lockdown is X, Y, Z. Because you had a used condom stuck on your arm with shit. And we've all had that, but it wasn't yours. You know what I mean? We've all woken up in the morning and had, I've got a Johnny on my arm and shit. Is that a snob or scum? Is there a snob or scum on Johnny's?
Oh, you'd say, well, what would a snob say? Condom or prophylactic?
So I wouldn't say Johnny. If I were to use one, I wouldn't say, hang on a minute, I'll get a Johnny.
Yeah, no, that's not sexy.
No. What would you say in the heat of the moment?
Word.
What are you saying?
Going in raw.
No.
That's what I'd say.
I'm just going to stop here at this moment and get...
I suppose you'd say condom, but that's not. I don't know. That's a horrible word, but I just think it's like so you.
Should I get
Dinger?
A sheath?
Dinger? Donkey? We used to say at school. That was an old one.
That makes me feel sick.
Well, rubber donkey. That's because you donkey little dinky.
I dunk my dinky.
Are they called Dunkables?
Yeah, Dairy Dunkables. They're just condoms, cheese flavoured condoms.
Yeah, Dairy Dunkables. That means it's like a cheese single that you can fashion into a sheath. Sheath is horrible.
It's all horrible, isn't it? It's for catching the spunk that comes out your dick. It's weird, isn't it?
I guess you just get it out in the heat of the moment. You get it out and you go, we're not using it.
Okay, no one's using these. You can't get pregnant from this anyway.
It's not pregnant, is it? It's the other one, mate. You worry about.
Yeah, well, I'm not slinging it around like you, though, you know?
No, fuck me. Oh, fuck me, Ash. So anyway, I jumped in this tank and got covered in shit, and my fucking ankle went all swollen up, and I was getting yellow.
Yeah, that will happen, mate, when you put actual excrement in a wound.
Even my boss was going, no, don't. I said, that's fine, it's fine. No one's here. And I just.
Yeah, but why would you jump in? Did you not know it was deep?
Proud, mate. Oh, mate, how long have you got? We're going to get into my mental health issues about my guilt.
You felt like you deserved
Nothing can be lowly enough. Nothing I can do that could be lowly enough to take away my weird sense of entitled, privileged guilt that comes from I don't know where.
I know it, mate. I feel it as well. But I draw the line.
Do you know what I mean?
I totally and utterly 100% know what you mean. But I don't think I'd allow So I had a similar thing. Unblocking. I remember I went out to unblock a bank's drain, but it was rainwater, and I knew it was the same thing of like, well, I'm going to get drenched to my core here. It was probably 2 foot deep, and I remember going out and just going, well, yeah, I've got to do it, haven't I? Rather than any other sane person going, just get a man in who's got like waders.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the misery. I romanticise
You wanted that
hardship.
pustule to really grow, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't feel. I remember when I was young and played rugby and that. I didn't. I used to like having black eyes and stuff.
Same here. I love my mate Jason playing
like
football. He went in for a sliding tackle, and as the guy jumped him, his studs caught him there and went right back round his head. I've thought about that every time I play football. Oh, I'd love to have that.
I guess they'd call it survivor guilt. That if someone else, it's a version of survivor's guilt. If someone else has a hard time and I don't, like say me and you had the same job, and like you had to jump in that tanker ship. Yeah, we did. But yeah, so okay, so me and you ring up each other on a Friday night on the way back from different gigs. You've done a gig in London, I've done one in Manchester, for example. And we're talking, and you're talking about getting booed off and bottles thrown at you. There's something in me that fucking feels like I'm missing out. I should be I can't explain it. It's like the opposite of it's like I envy hardship. What is that about?
I know what you mean.
I think it's a working
class thing. But I don't think you bring it on yourself. You know, there are those people that bring those negative things on themselves. So it's like the bad thing keeps happening to them, and yet you think, yeah, you probably allowed that to happen. Now, I know there are some people that have terrible luck, but I definitely know some people who, if that bad thing wasn't happening, something was going wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think that it's a romanticised... There is the... You know, I'm not a fan, but the Monty Python, the Yorkshireman sketch, where they're all trying to pretend they had the harder upbringing.
My dad would do
I remember being young and finding out about kids that had it really rough at home and feeling sort of pampered and spoiled because someone had it harder than me. I'm not comfortable not being the most put upon person.
Yeah, that's strange. But I now live an incredibly privileged life, and my son, like, we grew up really, really poor. We were really poor, and I don't think I really knew at the time. But now my son has everything he ever wants, and he also has, because technology's come on so much, he has a television studio in his bedroom, kind of thing. And, you know, he can broadcast on YouTube and play every game that ever exists, and everything he wants he gets one way or another. And I don't mean in a spoiled way. I mean he can get everything. He can get everything he wants. But yeah, but there were still kids worse off than me. Like, there were div kids. You know what I mean? So we were poor, but I wasn't a div. You envied the div kid, though.
I wanted to have the hardest. I don't know.
There was one div kid.
I wanted the hardest. I want to be the one that's got it the worst. I don't know.
There were some who had actual reasons to be harder off. You know what I mean? Where their mum did their own hair, but they'd given them a grade one all over, but missed massive patches, and then still sent them into school.
Yeah. The thing is, I've only ever been reminded of my privilege from people more privileged than me. Have you noticed this?
I remind myself of my privilege all the time.
What does that even mean? That you're not what? Okay,
because I can just think to myself, like, even just financially, or in the greater scheme of things, if I want a vowel for a football on Saturday, I can click a button on Amazon Prime and have it delivered to me by 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Well, because if I lived in Nigeria, if I was born in Nigeria, in Mozambique, I couldn't do that. That's just there for me on a plate.
Right.
That's...
They've got Amazon Prime there.
Yeah, but not in the middle of... I can't think of a really downtrodden place. I said Nigeria. It's perfectly acceptable. But you know what I mean? If I was in the middle of I'm privileged because of where I am. I'm privileged that...
But there's people in your street. There's people in your street.
Mate, I live in a bit of a rough street.
No, I'm just saying, but I don't... But people... That's just not privilege. That's because you
work. I don't work.
You've got money.
It's all on a plate for me. I can watch every football match I want. You know, I've got TVs.
I bet there ain't even many people in Mozambique that would jump in a tank of shit. So where's my
privilege is that you're Skyping me and people are watching for some unknown reason.
That's off our back because doing it.
We've done it, mate.
If
You
you
can't
want-
say
okay,
doing it.
okay,
You've
okay,
not
okay,
done
okay.
it for 9 months.
Is Jay-Z
Yes.
privileged? Well, why?
Because he lives in America and because he's worth £1 billion, which he earned.
He is. But was that privilege that got him that
Hard work, but also a platform he was already on to be able to work up. But some people work their way into
Platform was it?
privilege. Don't forget. So you,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
you can work your way into privilege. But
But this is the
if
thing.
you,
This is fucking privilege.
you can
I don't
come from the
understand
streets of America. I don't know where Jay-Z's from, but you can come from the streets of America and you're still privileged compared to a street kid in.
But Black Lives Matter would say that African Americans.
Oh,
aren't
they're a
privileged,
different
but
level
white
of
Americans
privilege.
are.
They're still privileged, but they don't have white privilege. We have white privilege.
Do you know what this privilege is? Do you know what this privilege is? What I've just been talking about. You can't have anything.
You
can't
can
be
still-
happy. You can't be pleased with
There's
anything.
still white
Guilt,
privilege.
Be
Like
guilty.
you are still.
There's always someone
Yeah.
worse off. Like you say, Jay-Z. Black Lives Matter is white privilege. Black Lives Matter are like, the black people aren't privileged like the white people. But like you're saying, Jay-Z compared to someone from
privileged.
Sierra Leone
Yeah.
is super privileged. It's not
No,
race
but there
thing,
is
it?
white privilege.
But then
Like the
compared
fact
to-
that you can walk down the
But
street.
compared to so then Jay-Z, yeah, there is, but there's all privileges.
Yeah.
But why concentrate on that?
But then,
You didn't get given Amazon Prime because you're white.
yeah,
You
but
went out
that's a
paid for
completely
it
different
because
thing.
You work,
You
get the
can,
money.
if you're a black guy and you walk into a shop, there you could
Right.
you could
I
see.
don't know. I think this is a very interesting. Sorry, I've got to cut you off here. Interesting, unique position. I don't really mean
No,
what
I
I'm
don't.
saying, but I don't think you do
What
either.
do you mean you do? I do. No,
I don't
I
think you
think
do.
that if a black guy.
I think you're saying what
No,
you've
no,
got
no,
to
no,
say.
no, 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 no.
I'm saying what I
No,
think you're not
no,
supposed to allowed
no.
to say.
I can
supposed
tell
to
you.
allowed to. I don't think you're supposed to allowed to say that. I'm saying what you're not supposed to say, but don't really mean it. And you're saying what you are supposed
I
to say. but
definitely
don't think you
do mean it.
either.
I promise you I
definitely
do.
don't think you do.
I know that I've got
I
I've
promise
got
you
black
don't.
friends, so I can say this. No, I've got black friends who suffer
Wow.
because of that suffer stuff that I never
What I'm
would.
saying is, I know white people
No,
that
no, no,
suffer
I'm talking
because of
about-
lack of privilege.
If I go into my corner shop, right, at the end of the road, and I walk in, and he's like, "Hello, mate, how you doing?" And then when I picked up the beer or whatever, and I go to the counter, and we have a chat, and a black guy just walks in behind me, I watch him watch that black guy on the security camera.
Oh yeah, no, there are specific examples, sure.
Yeah, but it's not. That's happening all the
but that's
time.
not
That's
your
happening all the time. It's like the whole thing about why there are no black football managers. It's not like I once worked with.
Chris Horton, fucking Houghton,
I
wherever he was. at
worked
Norwich.
with a guy, right? On
Paul
nothing
Ince?
like Paul Ince. I won't name him, but I worked with someone, and he was like, maybe black men just don't want to become football managers, and that's white privilege. Is being able to think that there's no 90% of the world's CEOs are white men. There's privilege. There's white man privilege. They get those jobs.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not saying it doesn't exist,
I think you
but
were.
I'm saying there are.
I know you don't
No,
believe
I'm not saying
that.
it doesn't. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not just a white privilege thing.
No,
Like
it's
you're
not
saying,
just
Jay
that.
Z
It's
being
not
born
just
in
that.
America.
I do see that. I'm just saying, I'm already on a platform. Like my son was born on a platform. A lot of people will never be able to get to that platform. He was born on. He hasn't worked for it. My son hasn't worked for a PlayStation 5, but he's going to get one. Spoiler alert.
Well, you work for
Yeah,
it.
but he
Buy it
hasn't.
for it.
Look at, and just like you see this thing, I don't know if you saw Finn Taylor. There was a lot of controversy yesterday about the comedian Finn Taylor on Have I Got News for You. He made a joke about bombing Jeremy Corbyn's supporters, and he's coming for a lot of stick. Have you seen that?
No.
You know Finn Taylor, the comedian. He said
Yep.
this thing. He said, if I could
Well-
get Jeremy Corbyn supporters together, I'm going to bomb Glastonbury, he said, and kill 20,000. He's got a lot of stick. And then all of a sudden people are just pointing out that he's a privately educated bloke who, was bought £40,000 a year private education or something. And so he was put in that privileged position. not just about the things he said, but he's a stand-up comedian that's on the TV, right? Because if he was getting paid, if he had his school fees paid £40,000 a year, there is never a problem in his life that he couldn't just go, well, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. And if I don't earn money, me and you have worked for 10 years at stand-up and worked alongside it to earn money and done other things to scrape money together. There's no way. It's like if you were offered, punch the mic, I'm so angry. If you were offered a gig in Manchester, you have to think to yourself, well, can I do that because I've got to earn money doing another job?
Yeah. So because we are the same gender and race as him, we're all got the same. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sort of agreeing with you in a way. He's got privilege, but he's up there already.
So what about a BAME person that went to Oxbridge or got a £40,000 a year private educator? Are they more or less privileged than the poor little working class
more privileged
street urchin? So where can you? What I'm saying is privilege, but it's just reduced down, and it just means you can't appreciate or enjoy anything.
Oh no, what I do is I ignore it, but I feel the guilt of anything that I have or achieve. Like you're saying, we are kindred spirits. I ignore so much. I ignore so much that goes on in my own head.
Yeah, you have to, otherwise you'd go mental.
It's weird, isn't it? We do this. We talk about privilege, and yet
this is what I look like when I'm bumming you.
Flickering. You should be wearing that in the office. Luckily, it's a Sunday and there's no one around.
Yeah, I should be. Where else can I go? I go out in the street, mate, get some fresh air. That's better.
Oh, Norwich.
Yeah, I went for a walk today.
Nice.
Made muscle. Yeah, it is. I just ate. I'm a bit sluggish. I just ate a kilo of mussels.
That'll go down well.
With
a kilo of mussels.
No one gets
food poisoning off seafood. Fish food?
Fish food, yeah, no, it's shellfish.
Yeah, I know you're not. You shell, mate. I'm sure you didn't. You're not shellfish.
I made it with a puttanesca inspired Provençal tomato sauce with anchovies, black olives, capers, chili, garlic, flat leaf parsley. Lovely.
Not for me, Des.
I've been drinking shots of cold brew coffee, Jägermeister. Drank a whole bottle last night.
All right, mate. You doing all right?
No, money now, working.
So you're now really upping the alcoholism.
Yeah, I can afford.
You could probably afford to kill yourself with the Audi equivalent, which is a bonus.
Well, let's ease off on that. That's a bit too close to the fucking truth, isn't it?
Let's change the scene. Quick, change the scene. Change the scene. Quick,
change the scene.
Where are we going? Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my little lamp shop, mate.
Yeah,
buy a lamp.
What's that one right above your head? The little blue disc one.
That's the CD. I put that to scare the cats off. Yeah. Remember people used to do that?
It's a weird thing like that. You know, CDs when the thing that you're using to protect the thing makes the rest of it look shit. Like
yeah, cat shit is less offensive than a load of fucking old CD-ROMs.
When we moved into this house and I've returfed the lawn, it's doing fine, thank you. I found tons of shards of glass where she'd obviously smashed bottles and put it in the flower beds to stop slugs or something. Like hundreds and hundreds of shards of glass. It's weird. But then, like my grandparents on their sofa, they had covers on the arms and the back of every sofa. Now that sofa lasted for as long as I remember, but you never saw the sofa because it was under these doily things. So what's the point?
Yeah, what about the carpet protector in the hall then? That thick clear plastic stuff.
What was the point?
Why'd you buy carpet? What are you making? When do you take that off? Like when company comes around?
It's there. I saw it. So what's the point in it?
So why don't you just not have a carpet? You just put it down on the floorboard.
It's so weird. All of that stuff. Protect, like seat covers on cars. Well, yeah, I could have just...
Yeah. I think that's slightly different because that can keep the money on the resale of your vehicle. But you don't sell a house and
what's
go,
the point in me having a car that I can't sit in properly?
I'm thinking about buying a new car, actually.
Oh, dear, mate.
Yeah, 5 Series Beamer.
Don't know what that means, really. I don't.
You do. It means I'm a cunt.
Oh, I know that. I don't know what...
Yeah. So I was in this little boutique artisanal deli yesterday in Jefferson Joel Street in Norwich. But got chatting to the bloke, and he was going, "Oh, everything in this is from within 40-mile radius." And I'm thinking, he puts all these hampers together.
Is it all just potatoes?
Like Pickle. Yes, potatoes and webbed feet children. But he goes, "You can put like hampers together." So I was talking to him. I'm probably going to do it for my parents.
Mate,
and then he goes, "Oh, we've got all these beers." He goes, "We've got all these beers. They're like fucking Norfolk Pilsner." Nice. I said, "Oh, I've got to try that. I love a Pilsner." Pilsner,
what does Pilsner mean?
Lager, and I'm like, hell. This is a type of hop. It's very blonde.
Oh, it's a hop.
It was fucking delicious. It tasted exactly like Maes Pilsner, which is a Belgian. Maes, M-A-E-S. Can't get that here. But I used to go to Brussels quite a lot on beer pilgrimages. So anyway, we had this other one, this American hoppy IPA. It tastes exactly like punk, mate. It tastes exactly like punk. And it was called Turtles All the Way Down.
Oh, like from Terry Pratchett.
Oh, see now, this is the difference between us. Why would you say that from Terry Pratchett?
Isn't that from Terry Pratchett? Because isn't Discworld is on the back of a giant turtle, and then someone says, "But what's under the turtle?" And then someone says, "It's turtles all the way down." Or is that not from Terry Pratchett?
See, I knew that, but from A Brief History of Time. The foreword, or the opening chapter of Brief History of Time, Stephen Hawking has explained how Copernicus was the first person that posited the notion that Earth wasn't the centre of the solar system.
Yeah, it was heresy to say that at the time.
It was heresy, and this little old woman, that's where Terry Pratchett got that from then. This is an apocryphal tale that, or a legend, I don't know, it might be true, that Copernicus was given this heretic theory of the Earth not being the centre of the universe. And a woman said, "You're talking out your ass," whatever she said it. She probably wasn't.
Talking out your ass.
She said, "Talking out your ass, mate. He's talking out your fucking ass, mate." Everyone knew the world's on the back of a turtle. And Copernicus said, "Oh yeah, well what's the turtle stand?" And she said, "Well, you can't fool me. It's turtles all the way down."
It might
but I didn't know. So I told him.
It might not be Pratchett. I don't know.
Well, that was in A Brief History of Time, which I have read.
How was it? Was it last minute?
I said that to this. That was good. Quite good.
I've just realised. Sorry to interrupt. I just realised there's a banner running across the bottom here that is for if we do a live show. So everyone watching this, you have already. It might be on everyone. I don't know. It just says support us on Patreon, but you already do. If you're watching this, you already do. But we should do a Twitch live show one evening. Well, no problem.
Well, I was going to say. So the question. Okay, so people say nothing, no matter existed before the Big Bang. Everything came into existence at the Big Bang. So then the obvious question what people ask is,
all the way up.
It's a bit like saying, yeah, exactly. But why is that not a valid question?
I can't get into it because it makes me feel sad and depressed.
Why is it not a valid question to ask?
It is a valid question.
Before the Big Bang?
What?
It's not. It's not valid. Time didn't exist before the Big Bang.
Time doesn't exist. I've said this 100 times.
Yeah, I know, but actually there was no time before the Big Bang. So you can't ask what happened before, because the time came into existence in the first nanosecond of the Big Bang. That's interesting.
I don't like it.
Isn't it weird? That was one of my takeaways from reading the Brief History of Time. That and the Turtles all down. But anyway, I told it to this guy, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were so deep." And I was like, "Well, why the fuck would you? I've been here 2 minutes."
Oh, I didn't know you were so deep. What's your name?
And he patted me on the and he had Crocs on, and then he said, "Oh, my wife said I was drinking this beer."
What were you doing?
And he goes, "Oh, my wife said wear your Crocs," and I went, You're what? Because he was so camp. I couldn't believe he was married. Beard.
You were drinking the beer in the shop?
Yeah, I know, I wasn't supposed to. But then he goes, here, try this Norfolk eggnog.
Hang on. That's spunk. Surely that's spunk.
Yeah, that was delicious. It was like Bailey's, but nicer. And then he goes, oh, try our spiced gin. Like, but I said...
Sorry, did you say our spiced gin?
Our spiced gin. And I go, do you know what? I said, that's like a more...
I've brewed this in my arse.
He did a gin enema. And then he like...
I knew a girl called Gin Enema once. Lovely girl.
Gin enema. And I had this, I said, that's like a more refined Fireball. He said, yeah, that's it. And I thought, yeah, that's your taste, didn't I? You're going to tell it to everyone now. I'll give you some fucking material there, you joke thief. Material thief. But, yeah, so...
it's really funny. When you turn to the side, the green screen trims off your Roman nose.
What do you mean? You know, I've got a big
Not
nose.
when you turn to the side of it. It's not big nose anyway. It's an eagle's nose, isn't it? Famously.
Eagle, yeah. I'm saying.
I saw Yanis Bremer put on a picture of me really, really fat as like a banker. Cheers, Yanis.
Oh, that's good. I like the Oompa Loompa Charlie Chocolate Factory one. Willy Wonka. You look good as an Oompa Loompa.
Got beard at the moment. Look, you can't really see it, but.
So what else did I do yesterday? I walked into town. I had this beer in the fucking deli.
I want to have a beer now. I'm ready for a beer.
Well, I've been drinking these. I've been trying to lose weight, so I've been getting fat.
What's that?
Beers to go on my... Yes, diet beer. Premium lager, 89 calories a bottle, no gluten. It's better.
Oh, just yawned.
But I've been smashing the old Jaegers.
I need a drink.
What else did I do? Walked into the city. Went out and sat outside the Forum and had a cup of coffee. There. But that must have been shit. What, in that big glass building with the high roof?
Where did you do it? The Forum in Norwich.
The Forum's like the building where there's a Pizza Express and they film BBC Look East.
That's where I went to the game.
Yeah, that would have been in there because I went to there about 2 years.
And I messaged you and said, do you live near here? And you were like, yes. Do you remember that? I was at the Norwich Gaming Fair.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm 20 minutes away from there or something. And I came around and I met you.
Yeah. Oh, been doing a lot of painting.
Oh, yeah, what
this
you painted?
Week.
Let's have a look on your background.
Skirting boards. No, painting
You're
and
a good
decorating.
artist.
But well, that's the thing. This is the thing. I've been going through a little thing where I thought I can't believe I'm not very good at painting. I was shit. So I got an art degree. You'd think I'd be good at painting, wouldn't you? I know it's not the same sort of paint, but you think like cutting in round a fucking lampshade, I'd have the hang of
I'd
it,
think
wouldn't
so,
you?
But
I was shit. But I'm getting really good at it. I'm actually really
where are you
trying
painting,
hard
though? Are you
to get good at stuff.
Just decorating for the fun of it, or?
No, my job. I'm doing now maintenance. So
we haven't told the listener this.
Out 3
we
hours
haven't told the
this
listener,
week.
really.
Oh, I'm doing maintenance work.
They
now.
thought that you were getting in septic tanks for Amazon.
Oh no, I'm not doing Amazon anymore. And I'm glad I'm not, because fuck me, I'm still in the group chat,
yeah?
and they've been, it's just, I don't know why.
Bit
but the yard marshals, the yard marshals fucked up yesterday, and it took people like 2 hours to get in and get their packages. So the people have been finishing at 11 o'clock at night.
Have you seen the video of the people luzzing their products up their vans? The delivery drivers caught on camera, just like literally chucking stuff into the vans.
Oh yeah, I did that. You have 3 minutes to load your van, and there'd be like 200 parcels sometimes. And they're in big bags, but like, and then you'd have your overflow, which would be your big packages.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that side of it, to be perfectly honest.
The worst thing is the yard marshal's talking to you like a piece of shit, like some 20-year-old fucking slag having a go at you.
Why would they have a go at you?
Yeah, I am. Power tripping.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't never follow the rules. I do all. I'm actually. This is the thing I was saying the other day. I'm really shocked at how many people I thought were a bit rebels. Are fucking total bootlickers about this fucking COVID and all that, following the rules. I'm
What rules
disgusted
can
in them,
you
to be honest with
can you not break? What rules are you breaking?
Oh, you say, do you want to come round for a few drinks? I'll be like, okay.
Oh, hang on. Who are you
Oh,
inviting
fuck.
round for a few drinks?
Everyone will come round.
Bit late now,
Come round.
isn't it?
Right, come next weekend then.
Next weekend. Hold on, it's
Yeah,
over next
exactly,
weekend, isn't it?
Well, all right. Well,
This
I'm
feels
just saying.
like-
And like, so I'm
Just
going
doesn't
like
add up.
making plans for Christmas. And I'm going to Mum and Dad, I'll come round, bring the boys and that. And they're like, oh, we don't know if you're allowed to. I was like, oh, fuck off.
There's yeah, then.
Bootlickings, fucking bootlickers. You're worse
Who?
than them. The person whose boots you
That's
licking.
true.
Big Brother's boots, man.
Oh, scum, aren't they?
What did George Orwell say? If you want a vision of the future, imagine a jackboot stamping on a human face for all eternity. We're
Did he
there,
say that,
mate.
did he?
I got that completely wrong. I don't know. Doubt it. Maybe I said that.
I
Sounds
thought
like
to
I'd
myself
come
the
out,
other day,
to
I
be
really
honest.
should read 1984. It's one of those things I've never read, but I feel like I really should have read it.
Room 101, mate. Room 101. We're in room 101 now.
Good show when Nick Hancock presented it as well.
Yeah, that's from that.
So I've got a thing. I told you about this before. I'm in the pod booth, obviously, and when I use the webcam, there are these tiny, tiny, tiny little microscopic mites or something. There's about 6 of them that are on the webcam. What's that all about? Why are they only on the webcam? What's going on? Or am I going mad?
I can't see them.
Tiny little mite.
You think
They're
I see
only
them
on the
walking
edge.
about?
I can see 2 of them.
That must be where they live, mate.
I don't like it.
The cam mites.
Don't like it.
What was I was just about to say something. What was I talking about?
I don't know, mate.
Oh yeah, bootlickers.
Yeah,
You're one, I
right.
think. Yeah, I'm not. I am actually a very rebellious person. Like, actually am. Like, you know, some people
Yeah, what
say
are you doing
that.
to rebel then, mate?
I was driving my car around for about 7 weeks with no tax. That sort of thing.
Well, the trouble, that's not really rebellious nowadays because they just scan your car when you drive by and it goes, I'm going
to get nicked then, but I don't care. That's what
and
I'm
it wasn't
saying. I
because
don't
you
give
didn't
a
have any
fuck.
money.
No, I just forgot, and then I did remember, and I was like, fuck it. Then
I got pulled
deliberately
over
didn't do it.
for not having any tax, and my number plate and tax disc got nicked when I parked in Upminster once.
Right.
And the next day I was driving to get new number plates and I got pulled over by the police and the policeman said, "Oh, is Terry not paying you enough?" I went, "What?" He went, "Oh, we saw you support Terry Alderton, didn't we? And you're not paying you enough." And I went, "No." And he went, "No." I said, "They've been nicked." He went, "Oh, okay, just, yeah, on you go." Recognised by a policeman, yeah.
Really? But no,
And then
that's not the important
let go.
thing. So I could just drive. Hang on, whoa. I could just drive around and then go, "Oh, number plate's been nicked."
Well, that's what I said, and he let me go. But then he did recognise me as a famous comedian.
Like the physio woman did.
In a very similar way.
Very similar sort of thing. She didn't recognise you, but she had your material stuck in her head for some reason, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it was horrible, that's why. Someone recommended...
I've written a new bit. I've written a new bit of
about
material.
shit going in your septic wound.
Yeah, no, I've got a better bit than that. It's going to be the bit that's going to break me, mate. Make
Is
me
it your
break
musical
yeah,
you
my
spoke about the
signature
other
bit.
day?
Oh, no.
Not gone out yet, that episode. That go out this week, actually. That's this week's episode. Or it depends on when this goes out, of course.
But I'm going to I've written a bit of material for funny. I'm looking forward to doing
Are you
it.
going to tell me about it?
But then I'll...
Okay.
No.
I'm glad you brought it up, mate.
But I just want you to know, it's my best bit I've
What's
ever
it
written.
to do with?
Vagina. Well, a minky
Minky.
bit, yeah, equality. I've got the dick jokes. A little bit
Minky's
about the
a type
minky
of
in ya.
cloth.
Minky manufacture clothes horses, very good ones.
It'd be the same people, I imagine.
Do you know what a JML Dry Buddy
Yes,
is?
I've got two. Yeah.
Have you really? Fuck, they're
You told me about.
amazing. I'm new to
You
the
told me
Dry
about it
Buddy.
before, I think.
Oh, did I?
Why do you
love
love it?
It's just, I hate clothes hanging.
I've
up
just
from your
realised they're
flat
not
all the
dry.
time,
I've
so
got
you-
drying balls from JML.
No,
A
no,
Dry
no,
Buddy
no.
isn't a heated rail, is
no.
it?
Well,
Oh,
that's
ours
10.
didn't work. No,
You've done it wrong.
we had
You didn't
floorboards
show how to do it.
before, and we think the cold air would come up the floorboards and go under it, so it wasn't working right.
No. You ain't talking about the same thing. This is round, and it's got a tripod and a stick, and then it's got like a looks like an
Yeah,
old
I've
hat
seen them. I've
stand.
seen them. And you
But-
zip it up.
It's fucking yeah. It's so good. You did it
No,
wrong.
we
you
had a
it
different
wrong.
one. We had a different one
'Cause
where it was open on the bottom. It was like a clothes horse in it.
Oh no, Dry Buddy's concealed all the way round, and it fills up with hot air, and it comes out of 5 vents in the top.
So it warms your house, your room, and
Yeah.
dries your clothes.
Hey, full wash, dry in an hour. Dry in an hour. Put it away. Oh, I love it. I love it. Did I tell you about my invention?
Yeah, a million times. But let's learn about another one.
Which one?
I mean,
What
you're always
invention?
talking about inventions you've got.
Well, I've got a real one now that I can't even talk about. 'Cause I haven't
Okay.
patented it yet. But I want to sell it to JML. I want to go
Okay.
with JML.
Oh, you've
I
gone.
like
your
JML.
picture's just suddenly
I put-
changed. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I wonder
Was
why.
it?
That's weird. I don't know. You
Tell
sort of
what?
just jumped back. There you go.
I've got certain things that I like. I'm a big fan of the One Stop Shop.
Oh, it's gone again. It's gone again. I'm going to spend the rest of the video just doing this to you.
Okay. Well, I'll blur my actual background. There you go.
Oh, I've got your little Skype logo in there now. Hold on, let me. Don't want people seeing the magic, do we? I mean, I'm not editing this, by the way. So there you go.
So,
So that's your real background blurred.
that's my actual background blurred. Oh, my eyes are getting really bad. I think I need
I reckon you'd
glasses.
suit a thick pair of glasses, thick rimmed pair.
I'm gonna get a
No,
tattoo
you're
as
not
well.
gonna get a tattoo. Because
I'm
you're
not
not
gonna
a
get a
prick,
tattoo.
mate.
Yes, I am, and I've already
No.
got 2 tattoos.
What would you have?
Skull and crossbones. I think, or atom. The atom thing. I don't know, something. But I know where I want it. Which
Tip
is
of
the
your
most
dick.
important thing. Place. I know a bloke that reportedly had a fly tattooed on his helmet.
Do you remember that old wives' tale? Actually, you know what? I'm going to save it. One of our 10, or I'm going to call them audio books. One of our 10 that we're going to be doing. I think one of them should be like urban myths. We bring a batch of urban myths and we talk about them.
My favourite one is
Don't
the tuna
talk about
baguette.
it. Don't talk about it. We'll talk about it on the audiobooks that are coming for the $10 patrons.
Or the lobster.
We'll just cover them. Don't do it now. We
Do you know what about the lobster?
I've probably heard it, but we'll do them. We'll do them. That's a good one. That's a good. And if you're watching this now, let us know, and we'll do the topic probably because we've got a few of them, but we haven't got all 10 yet. So good.
All right,
Yes.
can I go
mate.
now?
You've done well. It's
Thank
been an
you.
absolute pleasure.
I'm gonna go watch a film.
Viewer, thank you very much from me and Justin. I don't know what else to say. You're doing everything you should be doing. You've Patreoned us. Get in touch. Actually, do get in touch because we say this all the time. We can see how many people are listening every week, and we have about
Yeah, what's
we have
fucking
about
matter with
5
you?
messages.
Yeah,
Get in touch.
Get in touch. I'm
Oh,
so
mate,
tired.
it's all over now.
Yeah, baby blue.
Thanks, listener. See you later. He normally says goodbye at the end, doesn't he?
I'll